Vivid. Hello and welcome to Vivid Mini Mods. Today I'll be doing something a bit different to my usual conversion kitbash videos. In honour of the new Death Guard Codex, I'll be transforming Intercessor into a Plague Marine using no additional parts or kits. Everything you see in this video is only one kit, so I'm not sure if it counts as a kitbash. But to make this clean Emperor loving Space Marine into a son of Nurgle, I'll be using only green stuff. To get started, I scraped off the killer on his chest. He won't be needing that where he's going. Now to get out the green stuff. I begin by making his plain old Pauldron into something more sinister and a little goofy. Because when I look at Nurglings, they seem so carefree and fun-loving, and this is something I want to add to this model. To start with, I did some light marks on the fresh putty, so I knew where I would sculpt the features. 2 dots for the nose, and a long wicked grin for the mouth. Then it was just a matter of spreading the lips apart to give it some character. Creating a face in epoxy, it is best to treat it as though you were drawing, making light strokes which can easily be erased with your thumb. Then, once you have the framework, going deeper and darker to solidify the features. It is important to remember to work slow, making tiny alterations that can easily be rectified, rather than making big changes that might be harder to repair. Always keep your tools wet to prevent sticking, and any excess putty that you scrape off, wipe into some tissue paper to prevent build-up. I then added a tongue poking out, because if 40k need anything, it's more a hey go faces. Oh god, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Okay, now we're officially Belle Delphine the Spaceman Pauldron. I stick on some bulging eyes and call this armoured abomination done. I added some tentacles to his arm and then set to work on his belly. Now seems like a good time to go over my idea for this model. Unlike the regular Plague Marine with their harsh bone protrusions and metal spikes, I want to take this in a more fleshy direction. Looking at the Nurgle demons, you get the sense that these guys are more flesh than armour. Guts spilling out, tentacles swarming all over their bodies. This is how I want my Plague Marine to look. Something more in keeping with Nurgle than Death Guard. It also helps the green stuff is perfect for creating such soft forms, as it is modelling clay. By pushing and twisting the material while it's still soft, you can create interesting expressions which cannot normally be achieved by kitbashing. Onto his chest plate, which I wanted to add some battle damage to. Like the mouth, I opened up a gap in the putty and pulled it until it formed a rough edge. It might look a little fleshy now, but with some metallic paint it will really sell the effect. I then placed 2 pieces of clay within the damage to give the effect that damage went down to his ribs. One thing that Nurgle models all share is the mixture of internal and external, whether it be the entrails hanging out, or in this case bones being exposed through the flesh. Onto the next main feature of this model, the large fat leg. This was inspired by one of the arms from the Age of Sigmar Blight Kings, which consists of rolls and rolls of fat. For this I added more and more green stuff in layer above where I wanted the roll to sit, then blended them into the leg. Unlike the Pauldron, which took slow, steady alterations, this large lump of putty needs some serious pressure to manipulate. Almost like trying to fit into clothes that are too small, you gotta get in there and get rough to shape this large mass. Even though I'm only using one model in this conversion, there's something about the way this is coming together that makes me have a stronger connection with it. Sure, in my other videos, I have added bits that look better and had crisper details that were official Nurgle kits, but by handcrafting these folds and manipulating this flesh of the Plague Marine, I almost feel like Grandfather Nurgle himself, warping the body of the Space Marine. Twisting his form, perverting the holy body with Nurgle's blessings. Sure, this guy looks a little goofy, and with all his skin on show he won't be shrugging off many bolter rounds, but he is no longer a Plague Marine, he's a Nurgle Marine. He is not built from machine pressed plastic and forced to fit the mould, he is handcrafted, and I personally think this is what Nurgle is all about. The ooze and the bountiful flesh spilling over and out in asymmetric ways, moulded by hand. Speaking about Nurgle, what is something that many Nurgle models have? Their arse hanging out, whether it be the great and clean one with his bulbous bottom, or Nurglings with their bouncy butts. I don't want this guy to feel left out, or be the butt of any jokes. he won't be bringing up the rear. Instead, he'll be cracking heads with the rest of them. Okay, enough bad puns. I give this guy a split down the middle and move on from bottom to top and begin sculpting the head. I cover half the head in green stuff as I'll only be sculpting part of the face. I wanted to keep this guy as asymmetric as possible to give the mini an uncanny and uneasy feeling. I begin by opening up a hole where the face can be seen, letting the scraggly bits of clay form their own battle damage. Using a combination of sculpting tools and craft knife to carve out smaller details. I then place a giant eye on the side of his head and sculpt some eyelids with thinly pressed putty. The hardest part of this is trying to stop the green stuff from sticking to itself. I should have used more water on top of the eye before adding the lids. I also added some fleshy horns and a fly-like proboscis, giving this guy a look of something out of a David Cronenberg movie. For the backpack, I did more of the same, adding fleshy protrusions and curved horns, and that pretty much sums up all the conversion I did to this model. Let's get him painted up and head over to the turntable. While we look at this finished mini, I want to give a huge thank you to every one of you who have subscribed so far. Since my previous video last year, we have broken the 500 sub count, and I am amazed. Thank you to all the new subs who keep boosting our numbers, and a special thank you to all of you who have stuck with me from the start. The guys who commented and liked all my videos, you're the ones who keep me motivated to make more conversion videos. I do my best to have a chat and a laugh with all of you in the comments, spreading some spicy memes and giving tips any way I can. So if you want to add to the community, then leave a message telling me that I should have drilled the barrel on this guy's gun, because I only remembered as I was editing this video and saw it. Thank you all for watching, and as usual, drop a like if you like and pop a sub if you want to see more, and until next time, I'll catch you all soon.